So today we're dropping down to this planet and we're gonna set up some industry to slowly take it over. First thing we gotta do is harvest up some resources like these trees here and also these stones that just resurrect on their own. And there's plenty of other ores and such that are bringing up as well. Like we got coal here and then some iron ore, but we need to collect enough stone to actually use this stuff because once we do that, we can actually build a furnace. So that can go in right there and then we bring in some coal and some iron ore to it. So it actually gets processed into iron ingots. Beautiful. We'll just go ahead and collect some more to make that worth it. And we'll need both of those to make this crafter here. So we'll make sure there's plenty of coal to go with it. And probably setting up a second furnace, this can go even faster. So that can go right next to the first one. Maybe a little bit spaced out because there might be some automation we can do with this. But either way, the second one will be for copper. And thankfully the coal stops burning when there's nothing else in it. So they're both running at the same time. Beautiful. And you know, a few more trees wouldn't hurt either. So now we have 6 copper ingots and 10 iron ingots. That's plenty enough for this crafter here. But it also needs power. So thankfully we have a few other resources that we can set up a Tesla coil here to distribute power and a treadmill to actually generate the power. So we just hop our little butt up on there and then run like crazy. And the crafter is actually working. And thankfully my flashlight works too. But we need to set up things that can actually be made here, like some fun stuff, bombs, handles, hammers, and some other things to increase our industry. So what do we need to make next? Probably a researcher so we can unlock more things, but also a collector would be good too. So we do as we do and collect more iron. Oh, hey, that tree gave us an apple. Good thing we're not missing any health yet, because there is gonna be some danger later. Thankfully, the only thing we're in danger of is resources disappearing like that, at least for right now. So to make this collector, we need 10 of the ingots, but also 5 of those gears. And the gears cost iron ingots to make, so we're gonna need a lot here. Thankfully, there's enough iron ingots right there stored up, but we're also gonna need plenty of these copper wires to make these processors. So let's get those queued up and just run like crazy until they're made. Look at the crafter go. And thankfully, once all those are done in a reasonable amount of time, we have 20 copper wires. Wow. That's way more than I thought would be made. So we actually have enough stuff to make 10 processors there. How many do we need for the crafter? Only 5. So let's just put in half of the things that we need and then run like crazy again. And thankfully those are done in an even faster time. So we have enough processors for the researcher and then we get the rest of the iron ingots here and we can actually make that, which also needs power. So it can go right next to the coil up here. But I also probably am gonna want to make a burner here so I can actually have some time for myself, but we can't make those cinder blocks yet. Although we could set up a battery that stores power. Let's just go ahead and do that really quick. All this works so I don't have to run on a treadmill. But now that we have the researcher put down, we can start to unlock some things. Okay, so battery can go down right next to the Tesla coil here. And then if we run on the treadmill a little bit more, yeah, it's storing power. Oh, that's beautiful. And now it's full. So hopefully that can run for a little bit. As soon as we set up something else to make, probably some biofuel. And the battery thankfully doesn't drain too fast, but I also want to see, okay, so we can put stone in here and that's how we make the stone bricks. I was wondering about that, so we can set up the burner in a little bit. Good, because the battery is already out of power. That is not very efficient at all. I guess it's good for a little bit, and now we have some biofuel for the burner, which looks like it has better fuel things than the coal. So we have 6 bricks out of the 10 that we need. So now we have 10, and then we can put down the burner. Beautiful. Okay, that can go right over here. And if we come over here and put in the biofuel, that actually burns for a very long time, and it's generating power. Look at that. So let's get some more of the crafting things made. Like starting to get more of these gears, but we do need more of the iron ingots to do that. And so the last of the basic buildings that we need is a collector here, which needs 5 gears. But let's also get some more biofuel because that burns for a very long time. And the burner is keeping the battery charged, which is fueling this. Beautiful. We really don't need the battery then, unless that's like a backup reserve, which I guess would be okay. And then we should also get some research lined up. So that takes 30 gears, oh my goodness. I do like the sound of this alloying because that gives us a foundry and steel. We can start to fund that a little bit, but now we have all the gear, or the iron ingots that we need to make all the gears that we need. So we get half going into the research here, and then check how the biofuel's doing. Oh yeah, that's doing really well. And so that's all the gears that we need, and then we can set up a collector somewhere. But it also needs power, so maybe we just keep it close right now. Let's see, the Tesla coil has that range, so we could set it up right next to the thing here. Oh, look at the bees! They're going out and collecting the trees. And then they're bringing it back to the thing. Oh, that's amazing. So at least we're able to collect the things that are close to home here. And there is a lot of things that show up close to home still. That is working flawlessly. But we can also set up conveyors here. Now, the problem we're facing is that the drones have very limited range. But, you know, since we do have the burner, I can refund this treadmill here for those resources back at least, and then venture out on my own to collect resources that I can't reach quite yet. And I would love to get some drones set up way out here where there's a bunch of stuff spawning. But that might take a system of Tesla towers, and we do need to keep getting the research going, so I'm gonna focus on coal for a little bit here. Oh, and it looks like the battery actually emptied out because the biofuel ran out. So maybe getting rid of that treadmill was a bad thing. At least what we can do is use like half of this wood to burn temporarily in the burner. Now there's power, but that also burns incredibly fast. It just needs to burn long enough for us to swap it out with some biofuel, and then it can burn for way longer while still crafting more biofuel. And now this is where automation would be very handy right now, so let's get that set up. We need a mover to go from here so it can bring stuff out, and then we can set up conveyors to, yeah, start moving stuff. But it's moving absolutely everything. So I guess for right now, we can just bring it to a chest, which probably needs another mover to go into it. So hold off on this until we get more iron ingots going. And we might just have to set up like a never-ending supply of biofuel setup. So we can set up a chest like right in the middle of all these structures to at least keep the train moving. So it can go right here, and then mover can go right into it. Yeah, there we go. It's filling the chest. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, and we can set up a blacklist. Okay, now I figured out how to work out this mover system. So what we need is a mover to go from the chest, and we also probably might need more room for this, to be honest. So we'll just space out the system a little bit better, and then we set up a chest right here, and then from there resources will go out, and then have a brief intermission to collect a whole bunch of iron because this is a iron heavy process. And then with enough iron ingots hopefully for this operation, we set up another mover to bring it from the conveyor over to here, and then to set up a filter, we just got to put in a piece of wood into the mover, so once the conveyor systems are set up, it's only taking wood. Perfect! And then honestly, we probably need a third furnace just for stone brick production, so give me 1 second. As I was saying, third furnace for stone brick production, and then 2 more movers to begin with. And thankfully the conveyor belts don't need power because this entire facility shut down again. Yay. At least we can put in all the coal that we need to start the research. And look at that thing going. That is looking nice. And then a couple more movers here, filtering this one to be iron ore, and this one for copper. And then we're gonna need one more over here for stone because it's also moving along the track. So okay, now the wood production is moving again, and then set up more conveyors like so. Now the copper is going beautifully, and then we'll get another one here while getting rid of the stone on it. There we go. Now the iron is moving, as long as there's stuff to burn the iron with. Okay, I'm not sure why it wasn't working initially, but now the iron ore is moving in. I guess it's because there was already stock in here initially, but now it's moving. We just need to make sure that these things are constantly fueled up, and fuel is very expensive. And I guess the storage from automation only goes up to 10. I guess it really doesn't matter because it's constantly moving. I just think that's interesting. But now we should have everything we need to set up automation for the stone brick production as well. So we just need a few more conveyors in place, and then we can turn off the blacklist here. And then we just keep the copper pipeline going. I really should set up more movers to bring all the finished resources to a chest, but this is a very expensive operation already. At least we're able to collect a whole bunch of iron on our own, so we can resume the automation there. And now we can set up a collector way down here, or maybe somewhere where there's a lot of things, like over here. Maybe not where I'm standing. And then find the very edge of the Tesla range so it can hopefully collect a whole bunch of goodies. There, now the bees are collecting here, so we need to set up a network to bring it right over to this chest, which is once again super expensive. But we can very slowly build a conveyor over there. But once they are down, then this should be a very beautiful collection system. And we're collecting thankfully more wood too, so we can get more biofuel, because this thing really likes to run out of power. But with a little bit of extra automation, this is a much more independent system. Oh, and some coal is going through too. So we probably want to blacklist the coal as well in this one, because I could just collect the coal myself, since different things are gonna need different coal powers. Like this one that just ran out. We also have a ton of copper ingots, so we could probably set up more batteries for a bit more of a power reserve. That should be very good, I hope. And then let's also extend the Tesla network up to this northern side, because there's a lot more goodies up here that we're not using, which also means the need for more gears. Thankfully though, the biofuel generator is just able to keep up. And okay, this is a lot of stone that's being moved at once, which unfortunately very much clogs up the conveyor. So let's just unclog it for a little bit. So other things can move through. So once enough stone moves along the conveyor, then the rest of industry can resume. And thankfully all the batteries are charged up, so we have a little bit of a reserve. Now I think what I want to start doing is making these primitive hammers and handles, so I can actually get a weapon to go dungeoneering with, as soon as I also get a collector going up here, because look at all these goodies. And this one I think I can just harvest myself instead of trying to set up the the conveyor system, because I also need to start investing some of the ingots into this research again. But now I can make that primitive handle I've always wanted, and then once we have these pieces, we need to combine them. So that's where this tool bench comes in. And I guess there is this underground conveyor I could set up too, which would probably save on a few resources. So let's set up this a little bit, and they probably gotta be in a straight line. So one can go right here, and the other one can go at the very edge of the range over here. There we go! So let's save down a little bit of iron in our pocket, I think. I don't know, my math isn't mathing good there. But oh, there actually is a bit of an excess of biofuel right now. That's comforting because I can steal some of it here and then use it to fuel the machines here, because they're not constantly burning, and this lets me save on coal. Otherwise, we also have enough things to build a tool bench, which I hope doesn't need power. But let's see, we set up a head here with the hammer, and then that. Aha! And there we have a weapon! A big stone hammer that, wash, swings very wide. I love it. So now we can work towards a star launcher here, because this is actually what we need to go dungeoneering with. So there should be plenty of stone bricks here. We have 51 stone bricks here. Wow. And the only thing we're missing is iron ingots, because of course we are. We still need more for this research here, but that can happen later. But as it goes, when you harvest up the entire environment, you start to get a little bit of a shortage until you find things again. Oh, so that's what's happening. I was wondering why some of the resources were just continuing, but that's because the conveyor fills up, and so they keep moving. So I guess at each of these mover points, I can set up a chest, and then from there, filter the things onward. Thankfully for right now though, all we need is more conveyors to reach the stone furnace, along with the mover going out from there. So that should work better. Yeah, beautiful. And thankfully now we have enough resources to make a star launcher. This thing is huge. Does it need power? I don't think it does. Ooh, I like that. So you can go right over here. Very nice, and then we can start to explore. Like ooh, space station? Or we go Viridian, is that where we are? I think that's where we are, so let's go to the moon. And then we power up and we launch. Oh, here we are in the dungeon. So there's a barrel here that we can smack, and then hopefully we can get some good resources out of this. Or, you know, we can just harvest things like this. And by harvest, I mean destroy, because these have absolutely nothing. Oh, hey, that had cheese. And I guess I got a coin from somewhere. Oh, the plant, very good. There we move on. Okay, there's monsters here. Okay, gotta smack ya. Ooh, that was good damage. But I'm also getting damaged very much so as well. Oh, it's those mushrooms. Why is this moon so dangerous? I'm taking way more damage than I like. Gotta get rid of this robot here. Oh, we got rid of it, yes. Sadly, we can't harvest it though. Doesn't matter because I kinda need food right now. And the cheese should hopefully be good for that. But let's just eat apples for right now. And then also get rid of these mushrooms, because they're jerks like that. Can I just harvest them? I can't. Thankfully though, they don't take very many hits. Although, whoa, those blades they send out are very dangerous. And this hammer also doesn't have the most amount of reach. Thankfully though, they're very easy to deal with. Much easier than the robot. And then we can harvest the rest of things. Oh, there's some health right there. But we're already full, so let's move on. And then, whoa, a tree.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, it's a tree with a face. Hi. The tree of wisdom. Ooh, knowledge. Don't mind if I do. So what knowledge do I get? I'm kind of worried here. Is this where I give him the coins? Well, okay, tree of knowledge is creepy, so let's just move on. Robot right here? Well, that's just rude. That's effectively spawn camping, you jerk. But he's still smacking me in return. Thankfully, he goes down quickly. All right, how much health does a cheese give back? Only one. That's upsetting. Okay, apparently this hammer has hit combos, so that takes out the mushrooms in one go. I like that. And we are getting a lot of coins that I haven't found anything to do with yet. So hopefully we can. Okay, 2 robots. I like that less. 3 robots, even less. Just gotta be wary of them. And then smack, ow. All right, ready? And then smack, ow. I probably should have brought something more than a primitive hammer here. And the mushrooms hurt. You know what? I can't move on until I clear this room. Oh, there's health right there. Come here, give me this. Oh, why is it only 1? I definitely should have brought a stronger weapon. And smack. Okay, whoa. Whoa. That's dangerous. Just gotta wait for the 1 and then smack. Oh no! And then smack. Oh no! I lost some resources. That is hurtful. At least the animation seems to be going good. to a point. I'm just gonna see if adding coal to the filter means that they fuel up the things. So it probably does, but we need to empty these things first. So let's just give it a go. They filter through and then they go up and in and they're fueling it. Good. So assuming they have the same cap of 10, then each of these should be filled up in their own turn, provided there is plenty of coal to harvest here. So that should hopefully work better, but I do need a better weapon. So let's finish up this alloy research. Or actually, you know what? Weapons can be 3 parts. So let's make another handle, and then if we tack it on here, then we have an even bigger hammer. Oh yeah, that's massive range right there. And that should also be better attack too. But thankfully we complete the research with plenty of steel left over, and we can actually set up a foundry, which thankfully does not need power. And then once we have enough iron and coal that we need, that goes in there, and then that goes in here, and then this should be all that we need to make 10 steel. And then once we have 10 steel, we bring it over to our crafter here, and then it makes a steel blade. Or a sword blade. Beautiful. That should be way better than the primitive hammerhead. And also it looks like we have an excess of biofuel right now. That's really good news because that means we can divert it to these burners down here. But we take that steel blade over to our tool bench here, take off you, and then replace with this. And then we have a sword blade on a stick. So it's spear-like, woo! So let's try this moon dungeon again. Oh, and we're starting off by finding health. That's not really what I need. I wouldn't mind finding some cheese though. But it looks like we have 2 paths this time. Let's take this path here. And sure enough, robots. Oh, but look at the damage it does! Wow! 2 hits and the robots are down. That is amazing. Same with the mushrooms. Oh, this is so good. And there's the cheese I was longing for. We didn't even take any damage that time. We are doing so good right now, which is a real shame because look at how much health we're finding. But we will just continue and decimate the competition again. The extra reach is also helping us a great deal. Now I'm hoping there's just like a giant chest of goodies at the end of this, but we will see. And it looks like this room is entirely the mushrooms, which is a little annoying to navigate, but we're making it work. And of course there's robots right away at the door as usual. Oh great, but we have 2 more branching paths here. We are collecting a large amount of coins though too. So that honestly might be what the spaceship is for. We'll have to find out once we're done here. Anyway, let's just take out lots of robots at once. As we are getting just melted right now. Like cheese. Thankfully though, once the robots are out of the way, the dungeons become very much easier. And this is also a dead end, so that makes exploring the other path the obvious choice. Oh, and I missed a robot there. How did that work? Well, it doesn't matter, because I'm not missing it again. I really wish I could just chop you down because I don't like looking into those eyes of yours. So we're just gonna leave him alone because he's basically a fortune cookie. But now there was that other path we could have taken way at the beginning. So let's go straight to there until we get 2 more branching paths. I love these parts because I have to double back sometimes. Oh, but that door has a skull on it, so that's probably something very big and menacing. So let's come back to that room and explore the other branching path that we had to see just what goodies lie beyond here. Oh great, but there's more branching paths. Well, it goes to show I was nowhere near completing this by the time I died last time. Sadly though, it also means that we are not getting those resources back. Ooh, but hey, a chest! You're not a mimic, are you? Just gonna... Okay, you're not a mimic. Ooh, we got some weapon components. A long handle, some sword handles here. That's beautiful. Oh, and it goes on. Well, I'm pretty much good on things for a little bit, so we're just going to see. Thankfully, this is as far as this path goes, and thankfully we've reached the end of this path. So let's just top up on health, ignore everything else, and then see what that boss room is about. Completely ignoring the mushrooms on the way. All right, scary boss room. We have Dreadcap, the Harbinger of Decay. Oh, you're a giant mushroom. Well, that's annoying. And there isn't a whole lot of damage that we do just yet, so this'll be a little bit. And I'm really and ow, he does a lot of attacks. Okay then. Just gotta ignore the poison clouds and whoa, the death caps that he's spawning. I think that's what those are. I don't really know. But there's also a very convenient halfway marker there. So he's probably got another stage. Just gotta be mindful of my health because it's kind of hiding behind his health. And he's also spawning even more dread caps, so that's more annoying. But okay, we got him past halfway, so let's take this moment to avoid the mushrooms and top up on cheese. Probably could have gone out of my way to collect more cheese, but let's also just get rid of some of these ads because there are so many of them. And they are also spawning goodies, so hopefully that means they spawn health. But they're also spawning in walls, so that's cheating. And right now, all they're giving is money, so this isn't very helpful. So maybe we just have to ignore them. Ow. and then take on the boss directly. Ow, but he's also doing ground pounds, which is more annoying. Ooh, that one did drop health, so that's helpful. And I lose it right away, going to the next mushroom. But we just gotta be careful of that ground pound mostly, because we can outmaneuver basically everything else. And there's a ground pound. Okay, so we know the timing on that. And so all it is a matter of face tanking him directly until we slice him to bits. Beautiful! And that took him down with, ooh, what was that? A shroom axe. Oh, I love this. These mushrooms getting wall hacks. But we go ahead and collect everything else that we can reach. And then there isn't really a door to move on, so... How do we get out of here? Do we go back? It doesn't really have anything here. Oh, there's a door down here. Aha! We have a star launcher to go back. So let's go ahead and bring all our things to the space hub, because I'm guessing that's where we spend all the coins. Hello, merchant sir. Oh yes, we can get some good things. Like, what? A nuclear bomb? And I can afford it right now too. Oh my gosh, I just bought a nuke. Don't show Blitz this game, he would lose his mind. And then there's a snail here. He's a key NPC apparently. Hello, what do you have? You have oil. Oh, so we can buy resources here. Does oil burn? I'm not sure. We're gonna buy one of this and see what it does. And then let's take the rest of our loot and go home here, because our automations should have continued nicely enough, assuming that there was things to burn here. Does the nuclear bomb work on the environment, I wonder? Let's just find a good old empty testing site full of resources and then set it in here. Oh boy, this is gonna be a little chaotic, but let's do it. And okay, run away, that's a big area. And okay, it's going. And it's oh my goodness! That just rocks the screen so many ways, and it destroyed everything. Oh, that is beautiful. I'm also out of storage space, so let's collect what we can. Oh my goodness, that was amazing. And then, okay, dump the resources that can go through in this chest. What is this? A dry cap trophy. Neat. Well, either way, we can also use the things to upgrade our weapon. Like this shroom axe can go right at the top of this thing, and we did get a long handle too. Oh, so that's extending the reach. That is wonderful right there. What is this? An automation arm? Oh, wait a second. That's a weapon component that gives better reach than this. So we have a supremely long thing here. I like the looks of this, but also that is a massive amount of cooldown. But it does do 10 damage, so I think that's a good trade-off. Man, I have so many things. I'm gonna need to set up another chest here. But I think that's also a good place to end the video. We set up a good little automation system, and we have some dungeons that we can explore for extra goodies. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video of Starground. The game releases the 19th, not sponsored, but the devs did send an early key, so I thought I'd show it to you guys. Thank you very much for watching, and sub to Intern. And I would like to thank the channel members, including Bread, Corby Farm, Dakota, Donamoto, DVONX, Ancient Elixir, Matthew, Hateful Harold, Peggy Sue, Drip Along, Angel, Lily Bites, Miner Within, DeGarrity, Sands, V, Isaac, Killer Squad, Mousy, and Nicholas.